Hey guys, welcome back to this series of tutorials on food delivery app with React Native and Firebase. In this video, we're gonna continue from where we left last time. And if it's your first time to join these tutorials, I will advise you to look at previous videos. I will leave the links below this video so that you can be on the same page with us before continuing in this one. Otherwise, in the previous video or the last video, we did complete building the sign in or the welcome sign in screen. This is the screen that we finished last time. So it gives you the option to sign inside your application. And today, we're going to start building the home screen, as I said last time. So we're going to build the home screen. We have to make it possible that when you enter your sign in details and you press on the sign in button, it will take you or it should take you to this screen here. It should take you to this screen. This is the home screen that we're going to begin building today. So in this home screen, we're gonna have the drawer navigator, which is part of the home screen. We're gonna also build this today, or at least in this series of videos. If we don't make time to build this today, we're gonna continue in the next video. And also we're going to, this is also part of the home screen, which is the map where you can view different restaurants. And apart from this, there's also this screen, which is part of the home screen. I mean these tabs here. So this is also part of the home screen. We're also gonna build this, and but we're gonna see how far we get today. And without wasting any time, we're gonna begin coding. And the first thing that we should start with is the header. We're gonna begin with the header. I want you to go to your code editor and go inside the source folder. Inside your source folder, go to the screen folder, and inside the screen folder, I want you to create a file. Call this file home screen.js, and inside here we're going to import React as usual. Import React from React, and we're also going to import some component from React Native. And of course the first one is going to be review. Also going to import the text component, also going to import the style sheet, and all this will be from React Native. And we're going to create our screen component, and the screen component is going to be a functional component, so we're going to export it as default. Export default function, and the name will be home screen. I like to keep all my screens name the same as the file name, so home screen. And inside here we should return some JSX. And I'm going to create styles, the local styles for this screen. I'm going to say const styles equal to the style sheet dot create, and we pass an object of styles. In the first one, I'm going to say call it container, and this will be an object. I'm just going to say flex of 1. And for now I'm going to do something, but I will remove this later. I'm going just to justify the content center. I'm also going to align content item, sorry, and I'll say also center. As I said, these two lines of code, they are very temporary. Very soon I will remove them, but it's just for demonstration purpose. You will see exactly at which point I'm going to be removing them from this object. And for now, I'm just going to pass some text. I'll call them hello home screen. And let me pass some stars here. Stars will be our stars that we just created dot container. Okay, I'm going to save this, and now we need to, let me go back to our app. So far we only have two screens registered into our auth stack. If you see, we did create a auth stack.js file, and in this file we only registered the sign in welcome screen as well as the sign in screen. And I just have to mention one thing before we continue. The home screen that we're building now will be part of a different stack navigator. We're gonna create a different stack navigator when we move further into this project, when we finish coding the authentication, because we're gonna have different stacks according to our authentication flow. We're gonna have the authentication stack navigator. We're gonna also have the main application stack navigators. So, but before we create the main application stack navigator, we have to implement the authentication. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna put this inside the auth. I'm going to put the home screen inside the auth stack navigator, and then hopefully in the next video, when we implement the authentication, then I'm gonna create a different stack navigator which we're gonna call the client stack navigator. That way finally this screen will be registered. But for now, as I said, just for demonstration purpose or for this video's purpose, I'm just gonna register the home screen inside the auth stack navigator as well. So if you are confused about this, it's fine, just follow what I'm doing, and in the next video you're gonna understand exactly why I did this. And inside here I'm going to import, I'm going to use the home screen that I've just created. First of all, instead of typing all this, I'm just gonna copy one of these stack registration and just put there, paste it there, so we save some time. And this, we can change the name, we're gonna call it home screen. And inside here, the component will of course be the home screen that we just created. And for me, this component has been imported automatically in my file. As you can see on top, you have the home screen imported here. So make sure you import this screen, otherwise you're gonna have errors when you try to run this. And save your application. After registering that, you save the application. Now I want you to go to the sign-in screen.js file. Go to the sign-in screen.js file and scroll to the sign-in button. This is the sign-in screen we built, and on your sign-in screen.js file, scroll until the sign-in button. Here is the sign-in button. So now we have to listen to some event. I'm gonna say we're gonna be listening on the press event. So say on press, we need to navigate to the home screen. So we will say on press, we have to run some code, and we say navigation dot. First of all, I have to pass the navigation prop to this. I think it passed already. Make sure you have this navigation prop passed to your sign-in screen component, and then come back to your sign-in screen. We're gonna say navigation dot navigate, and then open a string and say the name of the screen where you want to navigate to. In our case, it's called home screen. And I'm gonna save this. As I said, right now you have not implemented the authentication yet. So I'm just doing this so we can build the home screen. Once you have the home screen complete, then we will build the authentication with Firebase. The authentication, of course, will be the email and password. We're also gonna implement the Facebook authentication as well as Google authentication. So right now, if I click on sign in, it should take me to the home screen, because we have passed this event listener here. We say that when we click, you must navigate to home screen, as well as we did register the home screen as part of this tag navigator. So I'm going to click. Let's see if that works. Awesome. Here we are. We have hello home screen. So now we can begin coding this screen. We are now ready to start writing our code inside our home screen. The first thing that we're gonna start with, as I said, we're gonna begin with the header. We'll be following, we'll be moving from top to bottom. Okay, we're gonna be moving from top to bottom. So we start with the header. So now you can delete this, because now we know that we have registered this screen inside our stack. We don't need this hello home screen anymore. We can delete this, and also go to your styles and delete these two. We don't need it anymore, because it was simply to align and justify this text in the center of the screen. So now I can delete this, and I will save. I will just have an empty screen. That's fine. Now let's begin coding the header. So the first thing that we're gonna do, we're going to get this icon. So we have to import some icons, and we're gonna import this from React Native element. So import, it's gonna be some component from React Native element, and the first one, the first icon that we're gonna import from React Native element is gonna be called icon. So I'm gonna be importing icon, and now we can come inside here. Inside our view, we want to, okay, actually I think I could create this component inside here, because it's only used inside one screen. But to avoid having a lot of code in one page, let me create a separate component instead. So instead of importing this here, we're going to create a different component, which we're gonna say, which we're gonna call home header. So go to your component folder inside your source folder. Inside here, create a new file, call it home header.js, and save that. So you can copy this as well from here, so we don't have to type this code again and again. Just copy that, go to your home header and paste this code there, and then we're going to create our home header component. It's going to be a functional component, so we can simply say export default function, say home header, and this should return some JSX. Return, it's gonna use, sorry, it's gonna use some views. All right, now we have this header component, and inside here I think we should also pass some, so we're gonna have to import some colors. So we're gonna say import this will be from global styles, and what we will be importing is colors, of course. It will import parameters, and let now open some styles. Okay, I can open, create a styles here, const styles, go to styles, sheet.create, and we can pass a styles object, and the first one that we gonna can say, let's call it just header, and this be an object. We say background color, so this is this orange color here with the background color. You can see this will be equal to colors dot buttons color. As you can see, all the buttons have got the same color as what as the, you can see this button color is the same as the header color. So if I also click there, you will see that the button's color is the same as the header. So but for now we will keep it like this, and we have also to determine the height, and the height I will say will be equal to parameters dot header height. This should be fine. I think the height will be the same. And now let me pass the stars equal, and one more thing that we need to do, we must add the flex direction, because all these items in this header, they are in a row, so we have to determine the flex direction, because by default it comes as column. So we're gonna say flex direction will be equal to row, and put a comma at the end, and then let's pass that star. We're gonna say star equal to stars dot header, dot header. Now let's go to our home screen. Right now the home screen is empty. I'm going to save this file for now and come to the home screen. Inside the home screen, I'm going to call the function that you've just created, or the component you've just created, called home header. For me it's imported automatically, but make sure that it's you have this component imported in your file. You can see it's imported on top there, And let me save. Let's see if we're gonna have something. Awesome. Now we're beginning to get something. We have that header there. We just have the background color. Now we have to add the two icons as well as the text in the middle. So in order to do that, let's go back to our home header file and we open a view inside here. Gonna open a view. And inside this view, we're gonna pass the icon. We're going to pass the icon inside this view. Icon. Close the tag. And now we're going to pass some props. The first one will be the type property, and that will be type. We'll be using the material community icon. And we need to pass the name. So you can see on the emulator, this is the icon that we're building, and you can see this is the menu icon. So the name will be menu. Say menu. Menu, sorry. Say name, not menu, name. Then the name will be equal to the menu. We also need to pass the color property because you can see this icon is white, so we need to pass that color to determine what it should be looking like. And the color, I'm gonna be using some colors from the global stars. So we're gonna say colors dot, and we need the white. So the white color is the same as the background of the cards or page, so we can say card background. You could have given this any type of name. You can give your stars any name you wish to, but in my case I called it card background. And we're also gonna continue. We need to pass the size prop, and the size prop we will say equal to 32. And one more thing that I want you to notice is you have to include the stars here on this view for icon. So make sure you align the contents. You align the items. You also put justified content center and include a margin left of 15. This I've pasted, and make sure you have all the stars in. And we're going to save this. Let me first go back to our application. I'll save this. Now you can see we have the menu icon there on top. This is looking great. Now we need to add the text. You can see we have express full text in the middle. So we're going to open another view, and inside this view we're going to pass the text component. Going to say text, and the text will be express food. You also need to pass some styles for this. I'm gonna say styles. I'm just gonna write these styles here because there are not so many. You can just put them in one line. Say the color of this text should be equal to the global colors dot card background, and also we're going to pass the font weight, or let's pass size first. Font size, you can say 25, and font weight, we need to make this bold, so we're going to take font weight and say bold, and we're going to save this. So let me first open my application. This is what we're building. And before we save, we need to add the style to this view. We need to align the content and all that. So we can open an object and pass some styles to it. I'm gonna pass align items, we say center, and also we justify the content, we say center as well. And save that. Now we have the express food title also there. For now it's not exactly what we want, but let's first move on, then we're gonna align all the items so that we have this space in between. And before we move, I want you to import some more component from React Native element. You go back to next to the icon component that you have imported from React Native element. You can import with badge, and because now we need to build this icon, and you can see that this icon has got a badge on it which is 0, which shows the quantities of items inside your cart. So in order to do that, we need to create some component, and this component it's gonna be imported with this hook, which is called with badge, and can come on top here. I'm going to call it badge icon. You can follow what I'm doing. Const badge icon, and you say this will be equal to with badge, and inside here you pass the number which you want to display here. This will be a dynamic data which we're gonna be using from our store, but for now I'm just gonna put a 0 inside. You can put whatever number. I'm gonna put 0. You can also follow what I'm doing. We will change this later when we couple our application to Firebase, as well as use our context as well as reducers to create our store in this application. And then we can also pass the icon to it, and they say icon. You can scroll back down, open another view, and inside this view, this is where we're going to create this badge, this icon with a badge. So we're going to create badge, call our component badge with icon. This is just a component we've created now with badge from React Native element, and close the tag. And we're going to pass the icon type. Type will still be material community, and the name will be equal to the name of the icon. The icon itself is a cat icon, so I'm just gonna say cat. This is the name of the icon, and size will pass size equal to 35 for now. Let's keep the size at 35. And the color also we need to pass the color prop, and the color is white, so we're gonna use the global. We're gonna use the colors from the global styles. So we're gonna say colors dot card background, and then let's save for now, and let's see. I'm going to go to my, and before we actually save, I want to create we need also to align and justify this component. So I can just copy these styles here so we don't waste time, as this video is getting too long already. Paste this color here, these styles, paste these styles here, and now we can save once you have pasted the styles in this view. And let's see what happens. Awesome. There we have the cart icon with the zero, with the number of items in the cart. For now I'm just putting some data or some value, some constant. I can change this. If I put, for example, 3 there, it should update there to 3. You can watch. I'm gonna save. Now I have 3 there. If I change to 5, for example, you will have 5 there as well. But for now, let me keep it to 0. I'm keeping it to 0, and we will start putting this dynamically in the next videos. So now you can see this does not look exactly to our header. This is still different. So I'm going to justify this item so that we have the space in between. So we can go back to our application, and in this view here, put some margin right for this. Margin right, can put it equal to 15 as well. And then go to the parent view, or you can go to our styles, and then we can say justify content. We can say space between. Let's save this and see what happens. Awesome. Now this looks good. We have our header, we have your menu icon, and you also have the name of the app or the title, Express Food, and you have your cart icon at the right hand. And this looks more or less what is in here, but now we need to continue with the other items on this screen. But since this video is getting too long, I'm going to end this video here, and I will begin a new video which I will be posting as well soon. And thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next videos. And if it's your first time, or if you have not subscribed yet to this channel, please subscribe. It really means a lot. And until then, take care and keep safe. Bye bye.